Hi everybody, I'm Sheila, yoga teacher here in Red Wing outside today. Today's practice is about what to do when you don't have a lot of time, right? So it is awesome when we have an hour or 45 minutes to practice, right? That's excellent. But life isn't always like that, right? And so sometimes I know I'm tempted. It's like, oh, if I don't have enough time, I won't do anything. And we know that's the last thing we should do, right? So today we have a short practice and it's designed to squeeze it in when you don't have much time to squeeze something in. And then the second thing is it's a practice that will not use your wrists as far as weight bearing on your wrists, or will not use your knees as far as weight bearing on your knees. The third thing is, I think that was 3, it's a practice that can be done seated on a chair or on the mat, okay? So mainly seated poses and standing poses. So what I try to do is think about, if I only had a little bit of time, what would I do that would get my whole body moving from head to toe, right? So here we are. So join me on the chair, on the mat, you choose, all right? Excellent. So if you are on the chair, obviously you're sitting with your spine long, your sit bones grounded in. If you are on the mat, same thing. If you want to sit on a block, if you're on the mat, that is awesome. Again, you can be sitting like a pretzel or legs long in front of you. The key is we're finding our comfortable spot, all right? So let's begin. Let's start with just a few shoulder rolls to get some movement in. I always like shoulder rolls for just loosening, getting us going, getting us focused. Now let's just take a couple deep inhales as we rise up, exhales as we release. Again, just getting movement, getting energy going, getting energy flowing, right? I think that's so often the case. And a third one. Excellent, and bring your hands through heart center. Let them rest on your knees. Again, you can be seated in a chair or on the ground, okay? Now, we're gonna go ahead and open that chest and open our shoulders right off the bat with eagle, all right? Eagle arms. So we're gonna inhale our arms out to the side. On the exhale, we're gonna bring the left arm under the right arm. Now, there's so many options here. One is to wrap them up, okay? Another option is hands on shoulders. Third option is hands in a V. Either way, we are lifting up those elbows. So I'm just going to turn a little bit so you have a different view. All right, so either way, we're getting this deep shoulder stretch as we lift up those elbows. So all of those options are excellent options. Now, and as you inhale, try to find length in the spine. Visualize you have this string from your base coming out the top of your head and it's aligning your spine. And just inhale and exhale. Find length as you inhale. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Now take one more round of inhales, and on the exhale we're going to release, bringing our hands to clasp behind our back. We're going to roll those shoulders down and back, straighten those arms, open that chest. Different option is to grab the opposite elbow with the opposite hand. Okay, so we're going from that deep shoulder stretch, shoulder opener, to a chest and a heart opener option to lift your chin up a bit, if you will. Excellent. Now let's release and move into that on the other side. Here's twix. Inhale those arms out to the side, and on the exhale, this time bring your right arm under your left arm, and you can either twizzle them up in the traditional way we think of eagle arms, or use either of the other two options. The key is that we're keeping this nice long spine, deep inhales and exhales, and our elbows are rising up. Keep that belly pulled in. Make sure you have, again, that long spine. A few breaths. And let's release. Go ahead and clasp those hands behind the back. Roll those shoulders down and back. Straighten those arms. Open Real deep chest opener. All right, now let's release. From here, let's go ahead and move into a few cows and cats. All right, so seated on the chair, seated on the mat, we are going to inhale, drop that belly, lift that gaze for cow, and on the exhale, we're going to tuck that chin and round for cat, okay? So inhale, dropping the belly, opening for cow, up cow. Exhale, tucking that chin, finding that length for cat. Now continue doing a few more rounds of cows and cats. Cows and cats can also be done on all fours, obviously, but today we're doing a little practice which allows us to not bear weight on our knees or our wrists. All right, let's come back to center. Moving into a little bit of a spinal twist. Okay. Just like an eagle, let's inhale those arms out to the side, and on the exhale, we're going to begin to twist to the right, twisting first through our belly, our ribs, our shoulders, so we get that full spinal twist. All right, and then we might let that back hand drop behind us. Front arm can come to the knee. And as you inhale, find length in that spine, and as you exhale, maybe you deepen your twist a little bit, maybe not, up to you. Keep breathing. Awesome. Now let's release and come back to center. We're going to move to the other side. Inhale those arms. If you did the opposite side, whichever side, and begin to slowly twist. And when you get completely twisted, go ahead and drop those hands. So we talk about moving into that twist slowly so that we twist through our whole spine. We don't just send our shoulders back, right? We twist through that whole spine. Think of wringing out a cloth right now, or a rag, just wringing out that spine. Again, as you inhale, find length in that spine, and as you exhale, maybe you deepen your twist. Excellent. Let's release and come back center. All right. Every day, if you're thinking about movement, think about those 6 directions of the spine, and we want to release. We want to open up the last 2 of those directions with our lateral stretch, right? So again, if you're seated, your hands are on your knees. If you're seated in a chair, if you're on a mat, hand on the mat. Inhale that right arm up high, and on an exhale, just let it come over. Whether you're seated on a chair or on the mat, your sit bones are staying engaged. Okay, so they're touching the chair, they're touching the mat. Okay. Feel that nice opening in your side. Keep the chest open towards the ceiling or the sky. Now let's pull that belly in, release that right arm down while we inhale that left arm up. Let that shoulder come down, and then let's just slowly open up. Awesome. Think of a crescent moon, right? We've got a kind of this crescent moon shape. All right, now let's do one more on each side. That lateral opening. So we want to open all 6 directions of our spine, get all that movement going, flexion and extension, and our twist. Okay, do a couple more laterals. Awesome. Roll those shoulders a couple times, and from here we are going to move into a sun salutation. So come on up from your chair or the mat, and let's get ready to do a little sun salutation. Feet are firmly grounded on the mat, your floor, wherever you are. Let's bend those knees, sweep those arms up high, open up into that tall mountain, and on an exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward into your forward fold. Take a deep breath here. Let that head hang loose. I mean, I know it's attached, but let it be loose. Arms hang long. Feel free to put a good bend in those knees, right? So we're really releasing those hamstrings. Now inhale, come into your version of a halfway lift. Pull those shoulders away from the ears, belly's tucked in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend those knees, sweep those arms up, come into your tall mountain. Exhale into your cactus arms or goalpost arms, all right? Just opening that chest again. And now let's come forward into Utkatasana, our chair. All right, I'm gonna turn sideways here. All right, so look down at those big toes. Send those hips back. Upper body is long. Toes are light. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. Dive down into that forward fold. Inhale to your half lift. Think number 7. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend those knees. Sweep those arms up. Find all that length in the spine. Again, open up to cactus, a goal pose. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, chair. Remembering that in chair, your hands can be at heart center, they can be lifted, feet can be touching or apart, okay? Building strength and heat in those legs, upper body length. All right, one more time, bend those knees, sweep those arms down, come into tall mountain. Exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, half lift, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend those knees, sweep those arms, come up into your tall mountain. Exhale, hands through heart center. Namaste. All right, we're gonna go right into a few balance poses. I think balance is one of those things that it is great to do every day if you can. All right, if you have a chair, you may want your chair right here, okay, on your right side. We are gonna start on our right side with just a one-legged mountain. So begin to lift the weight off your left leg. Right leg is grounded in, okay? Toes are facing forward, and when you're ready, go ahead and lift that left leg up. Keep that foot flexed. Belly's pulled in. Think of this strong trunk that you have. All right? Hands can be at heart center, at your hips. You can go into tree arms if you wish. Again, if you have a chair, one hand can be on a chair. It's up to you for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring those hands through heart center. If they were lifted, shake that out for a second. And we're gonna go back into just a little balance again with that one-legged mountain, all right? So when you're ready, find your center, find your drishti. Go ahead and lift that left leg. And then we're just gonna gently tap. So we're going up and down, okay? Hands can be whatever position you want. Just one more. Awesome, we just did 10 on that side, in case you were wondering. All right, shake that out just a little bit, and we are gonna go into our tree pose. Awesome option if you want to have a block between your legs for tree pose. Don't need to. All right, so I'll show you what we're doing here. So let's just inhale those arms up high, find length in the spine. Bring those hands through to heart center on your exhale. All right, moving into tree pose. Again on the right side, we are gonna open up that left hip, bringing that big toe to the block. Okay, so we've got tree pose with our foot on the block. The other option is tree pose with our foot on the ground. And then of course we can always bring it up to our calf or higher. The only place we don't want to do it, of course, is on our knee joint, all right? So find your version of tree. Find your stability. Find your focus. And then when you're ready, begin to grow your branches. Again, one arm can be on the chair. You've got that. All right. Awesome. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's close off that knee. Let that foot come down, shake that out a little bit, bend those knees, circle sweep those arms up high into our tall mountain. Exhale into that forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend down, bend those knees, root down, rise up to tall mountain. Exhale, hands through heart center, Namaste. Let's move into that balance series on the other side, okay? So left leg is our standing leg. If you have a chair, you would have that by your left leg. And once again, when you are ready, we're gonna move into one-legged mountain. So we're just bringing that foot off the ground, whatever height you would like to bring it off the ground. When you bring it up, make sure to flex it, okay? Keep it really engaged, all right? Again, hand options, heart center, lifted, as in tree arms, okay? At your waist, whatever you prefer, okay? Just holding it for 10 counts, so we're gonna release that in just a moment. Let's let that fold down and soften as we just shake that out a little bit. And then let's go into our tapping one-legged mountain. I don't know what a tapping one-legged mountain is. It should have a different name, shouldn't it? All right, so when you're ready, the left leg, we're grounding into all four corners of the feet. We're lifting that right leg, again, to whatever height you prefer, and then we begin to tap, okay? Hands can, again, be in any position you like. Let's go ahead and release that down. Excellent. We'll get ready for one-legged mountain on this side. Again, that option to use your block. If you're going to use your block, place it between both of your feet. All right, left leg is grounded and we've got the roots of our tree strong. We've got our trunk strong. We're opening up that hip. Take a nice deep breath, and then when you are ready, go ahead and decide maybe you want that toe on the ground. Maybe you want it on your calf. Maybe you want to have your block here, okay? And you've got your foot on your block, whichever you prefer. I can do that just so we know what that looks like, right? So we're just doing that. We're opening up that right hip. We've got the block down, okay? All right, and then when you're ready, choose your arm pose, okay? All right, I'm going to move that block out of my way, but again, it's always your choice. All right, now let's slowly close off those hips. Bring that foot down, bring those hands to heart center. Let's do a little sun salutation for transition. Inhale those arms up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Shoulders away, number 7, spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend those knees, sweep those arms up. Come into our tall mountain. Maybe a little baby back bend, pull that belly in. Come back to center, maybe open up into those cactus arms, then let your hands come through heart center, and we'll move through a couple warrior twos, all right? So I'm gonna move the block. You can actually, if you have a block or a prop similar, keep that right in the center of your mat if you wish, okay? And we are gonna move into warrior twos. So we are gonna step back with our left leg and find that warrior two. All right, take a moment, do your warrior two checklist. Build from the ground up. Look down at those feet. Look for a heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Check that that knee is either over the ankle or behind it. That you can see that big toe. And once you've got your roots strongly established, come up through the core and then you have those awesome warrior two arms, all right? Gaze out over those front middle fingers. Make sure if your shoulders are up, you let them come down, okay? Gaze out over that front middle finger, find your strong warrior, and when you're ready, flip that palm to reverse that warrior, really open up that side body. Breathe. Awesome. Now let's come back to that warrior two. Moving into extended side angle, let's reach forward. Okay. When we're ready, front arm comes to that front thigh, back arm comes up or over. Third option is always in a bind, right? So you can do that, and we keep our heart open, our chest open towards the sky. And breathe. All right, now think about your feet for a moment. Before we come up, pull that belly in and push those feet into the feet like you're splitting the mat apart, and find your warrior two. Awesome, now let's straighten that front leg. Do a little reverse triangle. Gaze up at that top arm or down the back leg. Excellent. Come back to that warrior two. Now let's let those shoulders come down. Do a little shoulder roll. All right. Let's bring our toes facing the long edge of our mat, and we're going to bring toes out, heels in to move into a goddess or a horse posture. So let's inhale those arms up. So we're in this 5-pointed star. Chest is open. Maybe you lift your gaze if that's comfy. And then when you're ready, come into that goddess, all right? Do a little adjustment with your feet. Make sure your toes and knees are going the same direction. All right, so let's, on our next inhale, let's inhale to open into 5-pointed star. Exhale into goddess or horse. Inhale, open. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, open. Exhale, goddess. One more. Inhale, open. Exhale, goddess. Now let's let those shoulders come down, little roll. Let's straighten those legs, moving to warrior two on the left side. So we're going to bring that back foot parallel to the back edge of the mat. Front foot, we have a bend in that knee, but build it from the feet up. So we have heel to arch, or heel to heel alignment. Once we've got the solid foundation in our warrior, we add those warrior two arms, gaze out over those warrior two arms. Take a breath, and when you're ready, flip that palm, reverse that warrior. Breathe, open up. And now let's come back to that warrior two. Let's reach forward to that extended side angle, reaching, then letting that front arm come down to that front thigh. Back arm comes up or over or in a bind, all right? Decide what works well for you. Keeping in mind one side's different than the other, right? Maybe the one side you had your arm out, so you had this, from your fingertips down to your toes, you had this line. Maybe it felt better to have a bind, whatever you prefer. All right, now think about those feet. Push into those feet as if you're splitting apart the mat. Pull that belly in, come back to your warrior two. Awesome. Straighten that front leg. Flip that front palm, reverse triangle. And now let's come back to that warrior two. So if you're doing this practice on your own, you can add any of those sequences and flow between, as much as you want, as much time as you have, right? Adding all those in and just moving as you wish, okay? All right, now let's let those shoulders come down. Little roll. And then let's bring our feet parallel or slightly pigeon-toed even, okay? Do a little bit of a wide leg forward fold. If you have your prop, you can have that right in front of you to have your hands go down there if you wish, okay? Go ahead and put the backs of your hands together. Then bring your hands behind your back, roll those shoulders down and back, open that heart, breathe. Now either keep these hands clasped or bring your hands to your hips, all right? So we are going to take a big inhale and find length in that spine. And on the exhale, we're going to hinge forward, all right? So we're keeping that flat back. Almost think of a halfway lift right now where we're coming to halfway. If you have your hands clasped behind you, you can keep those clasped, otherwise at your hips. And then when you are ready, we are going to fold forward. Again, if you have hands clasped, you can keep them clasped and let gravity take them over a little bit for a shoulder stretch. Or you can have your hands on your hips, or bring your hands down to that block, all right? Now, in this wide leg forward fold, we're going to just stay here a minute. This is a great pose. You can hold this longer if you wish. Any of these poses you can. You can also move through them more quickly, again, depending on your time, right? And I think, especially in a busy day, even if we can get 15 minutes of movement, just really helps open us up, open our body, open our mind, work on that flexibility, that strength. All right, now, wherever your hands are, make sure they're somewhere underneath your face. We're going to push up either on the block on the floor and come to more of that halfway lift spot, so we have that flat back. Let's put a little bend in our knees and slowly roll up, bringing those shoulders down and back when we do. And now from here, two options: heel toe your feet together or hop together, whichever you prefer, all right? And let's move into a sun salutation. So bend those knees, sweep those arms up high, come into your tall mountain. Exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend those knees. Circle, sweep those arms up. Come into your tall mountain. Open up into cactus arms. Bring your hands back to tall mountain. One last time in chair, Utkatasana. Okay, belly's pulled in. Toes are light. Hands can be lifted. They can even be lifted straight out in front of you. Hands to heart center. And breathe. From here, let's dive down into that forward fold. Inhale, half lift, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep those arms, come up into your tall mountain. Exhale your hands through heart center. Thank you for practicing today. Thanks for fitting it in even when you think you can't fit it in. As I said, adjust, lengthen, shorten, just get that movement every day, and your heart, your head, your soul, you'll feel so much better. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Have an awesome day, everyone. Hope to see you again soon. Take care.